Hi, I'm Lynn Woodland, author of Making Miracles, Create New Realities for Your Life and Our World. Welcome to my video blog, where every month I address a different piece of the journey of self-actualization as it relates to the month we're in. And I like to fit the message with the season because the cycles of nature just so beautifully portray the whole archetypal dance between light and dark and life and death and yin and yang, and all together create a template for the whole of human experience, with each season lending itself to a different kind of spiritual work and personal growth. So here we are in February, and in the wintry month of February, we're still in the season of hibernation and introspection and energy turned inward. While the candy heart overlay of Valentine's Day certainly is a cultural rather than a seasonal phenomenon, I think it's well suited for late winter. After all, when the weather and still short days drive us indoors, we tend to find ourselves in close quarters with our fellow humans. And when our attention turns within, there we are with our own hearts. Love and relatedness bloom, or we become acutely aware of their lack. Sadly, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, a scarcity of love is much more a state of mind than of opportunity. I really became profoundly aware of the connection between love, healing, and attitude, as well as the incredible capacity for any two people to give and receive the gift of healing love in my work with the attitudinal healing movement. In 1983, I started a Center for Attitudinal Healing, modeled after the original center founded by Jerry Jampolsky. It was for people dealing with life-challenging illnesses. And rather than using professional counselors, we paired clients with volunteers who'd received training in how to listen compassionately and see everyone as a teacher, and define healing as a process of joining in love with others rather than fixing them. The healing that resulted between these volunteers and clients was truly miraculous and deeply moving. Not only did these non-professionals seem to know just the right thing to do or say when they were coming from a place of love, the traditional roles of helper and client just very quickly disappeared, and the learning and the healing really flowed both ways. That we are all students and teachers to one another is a foundation principle of the attitudinal healing movement, and in my experience, it's a fundamental truth. It's one that doesn't require the high intensity of catastrophic illness to manifest. It's our true relationship to one another at all times, even though we're often blind to it. Everyone we encounter has something to offer us, and the more we seek it out, the more we'll find it. Believing in the goodness and the wisdom of others helps to call it forth, even from those people who didn't know they had it to give. But even if we appreciate this notion in theory, we may still go through life thinking that only certain people have the love, the support, the approval, the wisdom, and the gifts that we need, while others are unattractive, annoying, invisible, or have nothing we want. And this is what makes life lonely. So to bridge the gap between theory and experience, here's an imagination game that I occasionally do in my classes. I really find that imagination can be a powerful doorway into intuition. So what starts out as something we're just making up can often evolve into profound truth. And whether you believe you're in some way transcending time and distance and separateness to connect with the highest wisdom of another, or simply connecting with a wiser part of yourself, you may find unexpected insight coming to you through this exercise. And it can't help but change how you look at people, which in turn has a way of changing what happens between you and others. So, begin this exercise by bringing to mind someone whom you think of as a wise teacher. This could be a person you know, or it could be someone you know only through their work, such as an author, or a world leader, or historical figure. It could be someone either living or dead. So as you call this person into mind, now picture this person and take a moment to simply open your heart. Imagine that you're sending an outpouring of gratitude to this person for all that you admire and appreciate about them. Now, the power of love is a well-documented thing. It keeps us healthy. It empowers our prayers. It's a gift that, when given unconditionally, is always received, even when it's not registered consciously. So imagine that your love is awakening and calling forth the best in this person. Many philosophers and cutting-edge scientists have speculated that all minds are part of one consciousness. So even though you're not physically present with this individual, and you may never be, imagine there is nonetheless a reality where all minds meet. And picture yourself visiting with your teacher. And imagine that a very real meeting is taking place in this realm of pure consciousness. Your mentor may speak to you, or show you something, or simply radiate love and healing. You might even imagine yourself in the role of your teacher, seeing yourself from this other's point of view. And in this role, the role of your teacher, speak to yourself, offer wisdom, healing, and whatever gifts you have to give. And if you have a request of your teacher for specific assistance or some question, ask for these and allow your mentor to respond. Take some time with this, play with it, and see what comes. You might be surprised. But now, this isn't the end of the exercise. While it's easy to imagine a favorite mentor as having the gifts we most need, the truth is that everyone is a being of profound complexity, wisdom, and depth with gifts to give. That includes our friends, our family, our co-workers, even complete strangers, even the people who thoroughly annoy us. So now, bring to mind your most intimate peer relationship. This could be a spouse or a romantic partner, or it could be a close friend. And repeat the previous exercise, this time letting your intimate peer come to mind. And as you do this, see past the person you've become so familiar with to perceive the rich, complex being that includes but is no way limited to the personality you know. Imagine this individual as having facets you've never seen, and wisdom and love you've never experienced. See what new gifts that this person has to give you when you open your mind and your heart to them. And now that you're warmed up, do this exercise one more time. This time with the very last person you'd ever imagine as having gifts for you. And just as with your mentor and your peer, imagine that this being too has important wisdom and guidance and healing and love for you. And just as you did with the other two, let yourself open to receive it. In fact, bring to mind the most important question of your life, perhaps the same one you posed to your mentor. And imagine that the higher mind of this person has something significant to contribute to this matter, something you would have missed had you not opened yourself to it. So open your imagination and see what it is. See what guidance and wisdom this being has for you. And don't be surprised if you receive an unexpectedly different view, with a new perspective worth considering, one that you would have never have gotten to without allowing this person to share their wisdom. And end by thanking this person for their gifts. And if you do these exercises deeply, you may start to see changes in how people relate to you. You may never be able to look at people quite the same way again. And before you know it, you might even notice that your world has become a lot less lonely. Now, I'd love to hear your comments, and you can always write to me at lynn@lynnwoodland.com. And if you'd like, check out my website where you can find all kinds of free downloads and recorded meditations. There's a place where you can leave a request for free distance healing and a number of other resources. And if you'd like to have a deeper dive into this kind of work, check out my year-long Miracles course, which is a program of online materials, live webinars, one-to-one coaching, all for living a miraculous life. So, until next month, namaste.